Hello, babe. Welcome back to my video. This is Heidi Chires, and in today's video, I want to talk about when I realized I was trans, what steps did I take to transition, and what pushed me to the limits of transitioning. As we all know, transitioning is not easy, and so it took me a very, very long time to get here, and I want to share this with you. So without further ado, let's get right into it. My first time cross dressing was at 17. I did it just for fun. One of my friends was supposed to dress up, and so he did go the whole 9 yards. I mean, he went to a salon, he got his eyebrows plugged, he got like facials done, and I think the guy even did his makeup. But the whole idea was that she was supposed to be the only one to dress up. And when that day got there, when it was time for us to like go to the party, I ended up dressing up. Another friend ended up dressing up. I mean, it was so crazy to the point that like we even performed. We performed at that like party dressed up. So that was my first time. The first time I don't think I really cared for it too much. I was really excited. I remember I had fake nails like from the 99-cent store. Didn't even have any polish or anything. It was just like those plastic white nails. And I just put them on and I thought I was like everything. I didn't even have like much makeup on. And I still remember that day very clearly. After that, I continued to dress up here and there for like parties. Then it got to a point like in my 20s when I used to plan out my vacations like 2-3 weeks at a time because I wanted to like at least reserve a week of those just to like cross dressing. And my friend, I had a friend that she would rent hotels like rooms for us to go and dress up because we didn't have anywhere to dress up. I mean, back in the like late 90s, early 2000s, like trans was not a thing, and so we used to find areas for us to like dress up and like just have fun. And that's what it was for me. I never really looked at it as like, oh, I'm trans or any of that. I just thought like it's a gay thing. Gay people like to dress up. But as I grew older, I realized that that wasn't a thing. And so I remember like every time I would go to like the clubs, I used to love going to the arena. I used to love going to Circus, and those clubs had the best shows. And every time it hit like midnight, I would go to the front of the like audience and just I would lose myself just watching those girls perform, and they were so fierce. And in a way, I kind of lived through them, if that makes any sense. But as I started to get older, and so did my friends, the first person who transitioned was my best friend at the time. She was the first one to transition, and once I started to see that, I kind of wanted to do it myself. I let my hair grow. This was around, I must have been like 2021, 22. I let my hair grow and we decided to do some hormone shots. Now, back then, hormones were not easy to find. I'm not sure how we got them, but we ended up getting hormones. And one of our friends, that one friend that I told you about that was supposed to cross dress at the beginning, his name is David. So David used to give us our hormone shot outside of a store's parking lot. We didn't have anywhere to get a shot. We didn't have anyone to give us a shot. So our friend would give it to us. I mean, at one time he like messed my friend up because he must have given it to her wrong. And the area where he gave her the shot, it was purple and like it was some big bumps, and we got so scared. And I ended up like taking it back. I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut my hair and I'm not gonna do hormones. But I don't know if it was because wasn't into it anymore, or if it was because I was scared to transition. And so fast forward to around 2012, I had like a near death experience, and that is what caused me to like open up my eyes and to have that serious conversation with my family to let them know that like in reality, like I am trans. And it took for me to almost like pass away to come to terms that like I needed to live my life for me and not for anyone else. Also, like there was no hormones available, so what I did is I started hormone therapy at the bar clinic. And when I went there, I only went the first month when they gave me a shot. And then after that, the doctor was like, oh no, we are going to be switching from shots to medication based on the insurance that you have. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to take pills. I want to take shots. I said this because since I knew a handful of trans women, it was a thing that like, and I don't know if it still is a thing now with the younger generations, but it was a thing where like, oh, if you took the shots, it would act up faster in your body and you would transition faster, or you would see results faster versus taking the like pills. Now that I'm older and that I've like transitioned all the way through, I look at that and I'm like, it's the same thing. But that's what was going around. So I remember having a conversation with that doctor and telling him like, I'm not gonna take pills. Could you please let me know like what's the max that someone can take? And I think he said like 40 ml per month. And he said as long as you do that per month and you don't exceed that, you're gonna be fine. And I said, would you prescribe me like Spyro, and I'll come and do my blood work here, but I will get my shots like elsewhere. And he was okay with that, but I never went back. I just went and I figured out my way, and I used to get them from this guy that I know. He used to sell them to me, and he was really nice, and he was selling them to me for about 2 years. I was on HRT, I was on Perlutal, for those of you who know, for about 2 years. And then after that, I started to look a little like feminine, and I needed somewhere to transition because I needed help to get my name and gender marker change. And obviously, like me giving myself my shots, I couldn't produce any paperwork. So I decided to go to a place to get back into medical care. And it's so crazy because I ended up working at that place, and instead I transitioned through Kaiser. And so that is really how I came to terms with being trans. I don't think like while I was living my life, I don't think I sat there for a moment and said to myself like, oh, I'm trans, because I was living my life as a gay boy. And so I thought this whole time that like that's something that gay people do. But now that I'm older, like I realize that no, like if you like to cross dress, if you like to dress up as a woman, and obviously you're not a drag, like you're not into like performing, that's another story. But like from a trans perspective, like if you just want to look fishy, quote unquote, like feminine or like passing, I think that that would be like a sign that, you know, that gender dysphoria is somewhere there. And now that I look back to my life and, you know, the fact that I transitioned, I'm very grateful that I did that, because that literally changed my life. Like all of those years that I was afraid of transitioning for whatever reason, obviously now that I look back, I'm like, girl, what were you thinking? You should have just done it. But I believe that life happens for a reason, and that everyone does their transition whenever they're ready, whenever they feel like they're ready, and whatever works for them. And I respect that. And just live your life, be cool with whatever it is that's going on. But if you're trans, I would really invite you to like take a step back and really analyze that. And if you need help, there's organizations out there that could help you out. You can always reach out to them. If you have any questions about transitioning, you could always inbox me and I will respond back to you. But this is just my video for today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Heidi Chires. I appreciate you being here. Have a good one. Bye. Till next time.